My name is Juliet Edens, PhDC, and a metabolic coach. I work specifically with women over 40. Hair thinning is one of the top 3 things my clients come to me about. And the first thing I tell them is your hair did not just decide to leave. Your hormones changed. And when your hormones change, your hair will follow. Let me explain exactly how that works. Every single hair on your head goes through a cycle. There's a growth phase, a reset phase, and a shedding phase. Estrogen and progesterone, those are the hormones that keep your hair in the growth phase longer. That's good. Think of them as the stay signal. They tell your hair, keep growing, stay put, you have time. When estrogen and progesterone start to drop, which of course happens in perimenopause, and that can start in your early 40s, that stay signal gets quieter. Hair starts moving through its cycle faster. More of your hair shifts into the shedding phase at the same time. That's why you're not just losing a little extra hair, you're seeing it more come out in handfuls. But here's the good news. Most of these follicles are still alive. They're just not getting the signal to grow. One of the simplest things you can do right now is scalp massage. And it works if you're consistent. 4 minutes every single day. 4. Use the pads of your finger, not your nails, and lightly touch and rotate. So you're going in small circles, gentle pressure every single day. Just add 4 minutes to what you're doing already. A research study showed that 4 minutes of daily scalp massage for 24 weeks increased hair thickness, and it was measurable. You don't need a product. You don't need a special tool. Use your fingers 4 minutes consistently. Now, here's the part most women have never heard. There's a hormone called DHT. I'm not going to try to pronounce it. Yes, it's a male hormone. And yes, women have it too. But when estrogen drops, DHT becomes more dominant. And DHT is the hormone that will shrink hair follicles. Now, it doesn't happen overnight, but over time, the follicle produces thinner hair, shorter hair, until eventually, if you don't change anything, it will stop producing hair altogether. And this is the same mechanism behind male pattern baldness. Now, I'm not saying you're going to go bald. I want to be very clear about that. But DHT elevation in women, it thins the part, it thins the temple, and you will start seeing more scalp than you used to. And for many of us, this sounds familiar. So, what can you do? Let's start with something you might be doing every day that could be making this worse. And my question is, how do you brush your hair? If you're brushing from the roots down, I want you to stop that. Here's why. Wet hair stretches. It breaks 3 times more easily than dry hair. When you brush that wet hair from the roots down, you are literally snapping strands before they even have a chance to grow. Let me tell you exactly what handling your hair more gently actually looks like in real life, because vague advice doesn't help anyone. Number one, never brush wet hair with a regular brush. Use a wide tooth comb. start at the ends and work your way up to the roots, not roots to the ends to roots. Number two, if you wear a ponytail every single day, I get you. The first thing I do after filming is the hair's up. But your elastic is pulling on the same follicles in the same spot over and over and over. Switch to a loose braid if you can, or a claw clip. Give those follicles a rest, even if it's just 3 days a week. It really will make a difference. Number three, the tighter the style, the more tension on those hair follicles. So tight buns, tight braids, tight ponytails, over time, that tension will tell a follicle to shut down. Less pull, more growth. Now, let's talk about cortisol. Cortisol is your stress hormone, and many women over 40 are running on it all day long. But here's what it does to your hair. Your hair is designed to prioritize survival. So, what that means is when your stress is chronically high, your brain reads it as a threat. And a threat, growing hair is not on the list. Cortisol will push your hair follicles into the, yeah, we'll deal with that later phase. And the more chronically stressed you are, the more hair loss. I know that can feel overwhelming. So let me tell you what to do with that. Sleep. When you sleep, I mean real quality sleep, your cortisol drops and your body shifts out of survival mode. And that's when repair happens. That's when hormones rebalance. I know this sounds like a lot, but 7 to 9 hours of sleep is just not optional for your hormones, your metabolism, and your hair. That's maintenance. I know it feels like a luxury if you could sleep that long, but it's really not a luxury for your body. It's maintenance. And here's something I really want you to pay close attention to. Your hair is made of keratin, and keratin is a protein. If your body doesn't have enough protein, it will not prioritize building your hair. It's going to use that protein to keep your heart beating and your organs running first. Your body considers your hair optional. It considers your organs essential. So if protein is low, hair is what goes. And most women over 40 are not eating nearly enough protein. A woman who weighs, say, 150 needs somewhere between 100 and 150 grams of protein every single day. If you can, go higher. Let me show you what this actually looks like, because I know it may sound a lot for some. 2 eggs at breakfast, that's 12 grams. A palm of chicken at lunch, that's about 35 grams. Greek yogurt is a snack. That could be 15 to 20 grams. And salmon or steak at dinner, 35 to 40 grams. And that's what'll get you there. But you have to really be intentional. It's not going to happen by accident. There is one more piece, and this one surprises almost every woman I work with. It's called ferritin. F as in Frank, ERRITIN. This one's important. Ferritin is your stored iron. Okay, it's not your regular iron, it's your stored iron. And these are two very different things. Most doctors check your iron levels, but ferritin, the stored form, that's what your hair follicles actually run on. So if your ferritin is below 70, your hair growth is compromised, even if your regular iron is normal. I had a client whose doctor told her her iron was fine, but her hair was falling out by the handful. I asked her to read her ferritin lab numbers to me. The doctor never took them. When she went back to ask for the ferritin labs, had them done, her ferritin levels were 22. Remember, I said you want it above 70. So here's what I want you to do. The next time you see your doctor, ask for a ferritin test specifically, not just an iron panel. Okay, that's the normal one they'll run unless you ask for the word ferritin. If you need to, write it down. It's that important. Your number should be above 70 for optimal hair growth. But the good part is, if it's not, it's very fixable and you work with your doctor. I want you to leave this video with one thing. Your hair can grow back. It did mine. The follicles are most likely still there and they're dormant and they're waiting. What they need is the right hormonal environment, the right nutrients, and less physical mechanical damage every day. That is not a mystery. That is something you can actually work on. So, your hair, you're not the problem. Your body changed the rules as usual once we hit 40. And now you know. If you got some value from this video or you know someone who may need to hear it, please share it with them and please follow me. I post new content every Tuesday and Thursday, and everything I cover is specifically for women over 40, 50, 60, navigate these exact changes.